China's auto transportation fleet for overseas markets has welcomed a new member. The Yuanhai Co-Wheel, the nation's largest photovoltaic energy, LNG liquefied natural gas dual-fuel auto carrier, was officially named in Nansha, Guangzhou. It was invested in by Guangzhou Yuanhai Auto Carrier Transport Co. Ltd., subsidiary of COSCO Shipping, and built by CSSC Offshore Marine Engineering Group Company Limited Guangzhou Shipyard International. Today marks its maiden voyage. It will carry Chinese-branded vehicles for export to countries along the Mediterranean coast. I am currently at the Nansha Auto Port in Guangzhou. Right behind us is the colossal Yuanhai Co-Wheel, measuring a total length of 119.9 meters. Its stern ramp is now open, resembling a wide-open mouth, as the cars destined for export slowly drive into its belly. Unlike the method of loading goods with containers using cranes, for this type of vessel, port staff continuously drive the new cars waiting to be exported into the ship's hold. After parking them steadily, they disembark and repeat the process until all the cars in the storage yard are loaded. This is known as a roll-on roll-off ro-ro auto carrier, which offers better loading efficiency and larger loading space. Let us look at the green letters LNG on the diagram. LNG stands for liquefied natural gas. This vessel is powered by a hybrid drive system combining LNG dual fuel and traditional fuel. Compared to traditional single-fuel ships, it can save approximately 20% in energy consumption and reduce carbon emissions by about 27%, nitrogen oxide emissions by 30%, sulfur oxide emissions by 99%, and PM particulate emissions by over 90%. Taking an aerial view, we can see that the deck is equipped with a distributed solar photovoltaic grid-connected system with a peak power of 302.8 kilowatts, the largest installed on similar vessels. It generates an annual electricity output of 410,000 kilowatt-hours, saving approximately 111 tons of fuel and reducing carbon dioxide emissions by 345.9 tons, equivalent to planting about 380,000 trees annually based on the calculation that a single tree fixes 9 kilograms of carbon per year. This is indeed the nation's largest photovoltaic energy and LNG dual-fuel auto carrier. On its maiden voyage today, it will operate on a liner route from China to the Mediterranean, carrying approximately 4,000 vehicles produced by Chinese automakers to countries participating in the Belt and Road Initiative, such as Greece, Turkey, Italy, and Tunisia. For 90% of these vehicles are new energy vehicles. The one-way voyage will take about 30 days, saving nearly one-third of the time compared to general routes. Now, let us talk about the interior of the ship's hold. As you can see from the ship model beside me, a ro-ro auto carrier resembles a large, mobile, multi-story parking garage at sea. On these fixed standard decks, small passenger cars can be loaded, while the adjustable decks at the bottom can accommodate large engineering vehicles and buses, among others. Utilizing COSCO Shipping as self-developed, first-of-its-kind intelligent stowage software in China, the vessel achieves real-time positioning of vehicles upon boarding and traceability of data. Through the one vehicle, one code, one position intelligent management technology. In case of emergencies, the location of vehicles can be quickly identified, enhancing fire prevention and emergency response efficiency. The Yuanhai Co-Wheel has a gross tonnage of 68,252 tons and a displacement of 39,069 tons. It features 12 car decks inside, including 8 fixed decks and 4 adjustable decks, with a loading capacity of 7,000 standard vehicle units. It can carry a full range of vehicles, including passenger cars, engineering vehicles, and buses, as well as MAFI cargo. The 12th World Congress on High-Speed Rail is currently underway in Beijing. The prototype of the CR450, the world's fastest high-speed railway train with an operational speed of up to 400 km per hour, made a splendid appearance. At present, this model is undergoing relevant tests and is set to achieve commercial operation in the future. CCTV reporter Yuan Yi. What is it like to experience flying close to the ground. Next to me is the superconductive electric high-speed maglev train, which can reach speeds of up to 600 kilometers per hour, making it the fastest ground transportation vehicle. The superconductive electric high-speed maglev train achieves contactless operation between the train and the track through the interaction between the onboard superconducting magnets and the coils on the track. At low speeds, the train runs on rubber wheels, which are retracted once the speed reaches 150 kilometers per hour, enabling the train to levitate. It can operate on various terrains, including ground and tunnels. It is understood that compared to conventional rail vehicles, maglev vehicles offer advantages such as strong climbing ability, small turning radius, high operating speed, low running noise, high safety, no mechanical wear, and low maintenance costs. We are now inside the carriage, which is brimming with a sense of technology. Since the train operates autonomously, instructions for stopping and departing are controlled from outside the train. Therefore, there is no traditional driver's cabin inside the carriage. The screen in front of me displays the real-time operational status of the train. The screen is open. Passengers seated in the front row can view the train's operation from the driver's perspective. Data released by the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers on July 10 shows that in the first half of this year, China's automobile production and sales volumes both surpassed 15 million units for the first time, achieving double-digit year-on-year growth and indicating the sustained release of vitality in the automotive industry. China's new energy vehicle industry has been surging ahead amid fierce competition, achieving remarkable acceleration. And EV sales accounted for 44.3% of total new car sales. Data indicates that in the first half of this year, China's automobile production and sales volumes reached 15.621 million and 15.653 million units, respectively, up by 12.5% and percentage of 11.4% year-on-year. Among them, NEV production and sales volumes were 6.968 million and 6.937 million units, respectively, up by 41.4% and 40% year-on-year, with NEV sales accounting for 44.3% of total new car sales. Automobile exports continue to grow. From January to June, 3.083 million vehicles were exported, up by 10.4% year-on-year. Notably, NEV exports surged, reaching 1.06 million units, up by 75.2% year-on-year. Breakthroughs have been made in technological research and development. BYD's Super E platform, unveiled in March, achieved the world's fastest mass-produced charging speed of 2 kilometers per second. On the 7th, BYD's Shenzhen, one of the world's second-largest and most eco-friendly car carriers, completed its maiden transoceanic voyage, transporting over 6,800 NEVs to Europe. Among them, 1,105 vehicles were collected at the port via ground transportation for the first time, taking only 5 minutes to travel from the factory to Shanwell port for loading, realizing out-of-factory and immediate departure. From January to May this year, Anhui province ranked first in China for both automobile and NEV production. At a smart NEV factory in Hefei, AGV, automated guided transport vehicles have replaced assembly lines, transporting different vehicle models and configurations to corresponding installation units, significantly enhancing customization levels. The rapid rise of Anhui's automotive industry relies heavily on a high degree of intelligence and automation, with 941 automated assembly units achieving 100% automation and over 90 kilometers of optical fiber laid, forming an information highway within the factory. Vehicle delivery times have been significantly shortened. Currently, it takes only 14 days from user order confirmation to vehicle delivery. The dual acceleration of technological breakthroughs and scenario implementation has further enhanced the market appeal of NVs. Analysts point out that Chinese automakers need to combine internal and external strengths. Internally, they should strengthen technological innovation, hard power, and intensify efforts in key technology research. Externally, they should launch differentiated products, The rapid development of renewable energy has seen the installed capacity of renewable power generation exceed 2 billion kilowatts by the end of April. Song Hongquan, Deputy Director of the National Energy Administration, introduced that the newly installed capacity of renewable energy has exceeded 300 million kilowatts for 2 consecutive years. As of the end of April this year, China's renewable energy power generation capacity reached 2.017 billion kilowatts, a year-on-year increase of 58%. 2024 year, China's renewable energy generation reached 3.47 trillion kilowatt-hours, accounting for about 35% of the total electricity generation. Judging from recent data, China's wind and photovoltaic power generation has generally maintained a high level of consumption to enhance the power system's ability to consume new energy. China is orderly promoting the approval and construction of large-scale clean energy bases and cross-provincial transmission projects, and has promoted the timely inclusion of a number of grid main network projects that meet renewable energy integration requirements into the planning, strengthen the construction and transformation of distribution networks, improve the power grid dispatching operation mechanism, and enhance the regulation capacity and utilization level of the power system. By 2027 year, the utilization rate of new energy nationwide should not be less than 90%.
As the largest and leading waste-to-energy plant in Beijing, as well as a domestic waste incineration power plant within the Beijing Environmental Sanitation Group South Anding Circular Economy Park, it can handle 5,100 tons of domestic waste per day. During the capital state-owned enterprise open day, this place is open to the public for the first time. I am currently at Beijing's largest domestic waste incineration power plant. It can handle 5,100 tons of domestic waste per day. The control room where I am located is below, and we can see that the storage pool for domestic waste is accessed through the adjacent facility. The garbage excavators can collect 8 to 10 tons of domestic waste each time and transport it to the incinerator. The entire park has 2 waste storage ponds, capable of storing up to 60,000 tons of domestic waste. Our garbage excavators operate 60,000 hours a day, although there may be fewer garbage trucks at night. However, we will carry out some material guiding operations for the ship's steering mechanism to ensure that after domestic waste arrives, it undergoes fermentation for 5 to 7 days. This is done to try to drain the moisture from the waste as much as possible, increase its calorific value, and generate more electricity. The Anding Domestic Waste Incineration Power Plant started trial operation in January this year, responsible for handling domestic waste within the southern region of Dongguan City, Daxing District, Daxing International Airport, Beijing Economic and Technological Development Area, etc. It can effectively solve the tight balance problem of other waste treatment capacities in the city. Under full load operation, in addition to self-use electricity, the power plant can transmit 659 million kilowatt-hours of green electricity to the grid each year, which is approximately equivalent to the annual electricity consumption of 30,000 ordinary households. Before coming, we also had some doubts about whether the landfill was very smelly and unclean. However, after a visit, it was completely different from what we expected. It's extremely clean without any peculiar odors. Then, upon seeing this brand new factory area with its large screens that are particularly tech-savvy and modern, our entire factory has adopted very advanced environmental protection measures, control technologies, such as our unloading halls and the odor in our waste storage ponds, are drawn into the incinerator through negative pressure for co-incineration. Therefore, you will not be able to smell any odor throughout the entire park. It has been ensured that there is no impact on the surrounding residents. In addition to the 7,500 square meter area of the power plant site, a Shengli treatment station, a medical waste treatment plant, a slag comprehensive utilization site, and a residue non-clinker landfill have also been built, achieving resource recycling. The design concept and approach of our medical waste treatment plant are intelligent and unmanned. Automation is achieved because we strive to minimize human contact with flying objects. All operations are carried out by automated equipment, ensuring that odors do not escape and wastewater does not drain outside. In the future, the park will also cooperate with domestic research institutions in various specialties to establish a scientific research, education, and internship base, providing a platform for research experiments on waste treatment processes. In addition, the park is equipped with a football field, a civic cultural and sports activity center, and green spaces. The plan is to open it free of charge to surrounding residents, providing convenience and affordability for the public as much as possible. Reported by Beijing TV. The scenario of growing vegetables for self-sustenance at a Martian base? I believe many movie fans still remember it vividly. And now, Chinese scientists have turned this science fiction into reality. Recently, at the Chengdu Agricultural Science and Technology Center in Sichuan Province, the first unmanned vertical plant factory independently developed by the Institute of Urban Agriculture of the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences was unveiled. What hardcore technologies are behind the official launch of this urban pastoral project? Let us find out together. Customized lettuce seedlings are transported by conveyor belts to rows of steel racks where they are positioned for their growth process. This intelligent automated plant cultivation system is a space crop production system independently developed by the Institute of Urban Agriculture of the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences. The unmanned vertical plant factory has achieved full process automation from sowing to harvesting through intelligent mechanical equipment. The total floor area of the factory is 200 square meters, and the overall height is about 10 meters, with a total of 20 floors. This means that we have achieved a production effect equivalent to 6 mu, about 4 acres, using only this equivalent to 3/10 of an acre of floor space. By adopting self-cultivated crops, new varieties, vertical three-dimensional cultivation systems, and automatic nutrient solution supply systems, artificially simulated energy-saving light sources, and an AI-based intelligent control system have enabled the construction of vertical plant factories that are unaffected by climate and location. They have achieved stable production within vertical space for 15 years, harvesting lettuce every 35 days. With this setup, we can produce more than 10 crops of vegetables in a year. In terms of annual output, it is probably over 50 tons. This means that the yield from our 6 acres of farmland has been greatly improved, significantly enhancing the efficiency of land use. We have also saved our arable land resources. On the racks of vertical plant factories, ecological harvesting time is reduced by half compared to field cultivation. This is due to the special accelerators possessed by plant factories. One type is capable of fully controlling the temperature, humidity, light, carbon dioxide, and nutrients mentioned earlier for crops. Under these conditions, crops can grow optimally with the right environment and nutrients, achieving faster growth rates and shorter growing periods. For a long time, crop breeding has typically involved methods of introducing new varieties from different locations, such as transporting them to high-altitude areas in Hainan for introduction. But this often only allowed for 1 or 2 introductions per year, resulting in a longer breeding cycle. Rice, wheat. The breeding cycle for crops such as corn and soybeans generally takes 8 to 10 years or even longer. An innovative team from the Institute of Urban Agriculture at the Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences has taken the lead in international research by analyzing key technologies for rapid crop propagation through light, temperature, and nutrient regulation over the past few years. For example, with rice and wheat, we are making progress in this area. Under the breeding accelerator conditions, about 5 to 6 days can be loaded in a year. Since our breeding period has been shortened from the original 120 days to this range of 50 to 60 days, we have made the breeding loading cycle shorter and significantly improved its efficiency. Plant growth is inseparable from photosynthesis. The most core technology in the breeding accelerator is to simulate and replace natural light by precisely controlling the brightness and color of light, thereby accelerating crop development and breeding processes. The reporter learned that the research team has currently compiled a database of more than 1,300 light formulations for 72 types of crops. It plays an important role in basic crop research, physiological studies, etc. The experimental results show that the nutritional components of crops produced in vertical plant factories are basically no different from those of field crops. For example, for rice, we tested 208 varieties and conducted corresponding tests on each variety to measure the content of various elements within it. The content is basically the same as that produced in the lobby, reported by a reporter from the All Media News Center. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Economic Half Hour. I'm Yao Shuesong. Today, we're focusing on the topic of pig farming. According to the latest information from the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs, the supply-demand relationship for pigs nationwide is gradually improving, and pig prices have stabilized after declining. Amidst the ever-changing market environment, the pig farming industry, with its inherent cyclical fluctuations and constantly evolving market demands, is always full of challenges and opportunities. In recent years, with the rapid development of technology, smart pig farming solutions have emerged as a major trend leading the development of the pig farming industry. In some places, pig farms built in high-rise buildings have appeared. There are two 26-story pig farming buildings in Azhou, Hubei. How does smart pig farming empower the pig farming industry to accelerate its development? Let us continue with the reporter's report. May I ask, have you had any prior experience with high-rise pig farming? I've only heard about high-rise pig farming on the internet. I haven't had any actual experience with it. It's always full of challenges and opportunities. This is the first job interview of the year at this high-rise pig farming enterprise in Azhou, Hubei. Most of the applicants have experience in pig farming, but none have worked in high-rise pig farming before. Our project is a full industry chain endeavor, covering everything from feed production to breeding, environmental protection, slaughter, and deep processing. This pig farm consists of two buildings, each standing 26 stories tall with a total construction area of 800,000 square meters. When fully operational, it can produce 1.2 million pigs annually. Zhuge Wenda is the owner of this pig farm. Every day, he spends some time watching pigpen footage on the monitoring screen in his office, with his primary concern being the health of the pigs. Every day, I check to see if the pigs are lively, if the pens are clean, and the overall environment. Zhuge Wenda used to be in the construction industry and owned a profitable cement plant that had been operating for over 2 decades. I founded my own cement enterprise in 2001. And it grew to an annual production capacity of 8 million tons. In recent years, with the downturn in the real estate industry, the production and sales figures of the cement plant have significantly declined. Zhuge Wenda began planning a transition and, after examining numerous industries, he set his sights on pig farming. China is the world's largest producer and consumer of pigs, with an annual consumption of 700 million pigs, representing a vast market. Currently, from the perspective of the pig farming industry, if we consider that 700 million pigs are produced annually nationwide, with each pig valued at 2,000 yuan, that amounts to 1.4 trillion yuan. So, we are now fully committed to transforming into agricultural modernization. Seeing the potential in the large pig market, Zhuge Wenda decided to venture into pig farming across industries. The 740-acre land of the cement plant was divided in half, with an investment of 4 billion yuan to build two 26-story high-rise pig barns on over 300 acres of industrial land. This 300-plus acre land includes environmental protection treatment facilities, an integrated feed production line, and an energy recovery and utilization system. To traditionally feed 1 million or 1.2 million pigs would require 6,000 acres of land. So we're saving 95% on land usage. His super pig barn employs an automated central control system, incorporating fully automatic intelligent feeding, environmental control, and ventilation systems to centrally control tens of thousands of operational points on the production site. There are 6 dedicated elevators with a load capacity of 10 tons each, allowing hundreds of pigs to ride simultaneously up and down the building. In terms of environmental protection, the wastewater generated by the pig farm undergoes multiple processes such as fermentation, desulfurization, and drying to be treated into biogas and manure residue, which can also serve as fuel for the cement plant. According to our statistical data, approximately 7,000 cubic meters of biogas are generated and then transported to the cement kiln, replacing about 20 to 30 tons of coal. It is estimated that when operating at full capacity, the pig farm will produce around 100,000 cubic meters of biogas daily. If we utilize this biogas and manure residue for energy purposes, combined with our cement production system, we can replace 150 tons of coal per day. So, can high-rise pig farming be profitable? General Manager Jean Lin has a clear account in mind. In the second half of 2024 year, The pig farm conducted cost accounting for 2 batches of 1,200 pigs, calculating the cost per gene, 0.5 kg, of pig to be around 7.8 yuan. At that time, the domestic market price for pigs was relatively low, resulting in an average loss of 5 mao, 0.5 yuan, per gene for the fattened pigs upon sale. However, Jin Lin is not worried. In his view, the market price of pigs fluctuates daily, just like stock prices. The factory is focusing on improving its internal capabilities and continuing to reduce costs. At the end of last year, the cost was 7.83 yuan per gene. We are fully confident that by the end of 2024 year, when we reach full capacity and have our inventory in place, we will achieve a cost below 7 yuan per gene. This will ensure our overall production competitiveness and, under the same production conditions, give us a stronger competitive edge compared to our peers, including some agricultural trade-listed companies and large-scale agricultural enterprises. As the level of intelligence continues to rise, the cost advantages of high-rise pig farming are gradually becoming apparent, prompting more and more traditional breeding enterprises to consider high-rise pig farming.